Good morning, and welcome to Inktober Day 14. We're a day away from being a day before the middle of this challenge, this endless challenge. Why does it have to be October? Why couldn't they pick February, Inkuary, or something? But no, it has to be the longest month. But that's okay. We have all the more to enjoy. Hey, I see that there's a few folks showing up here. Introduce yourself. Tell me your name. Tell me where you're from. I would love to know a little bit about you. Throw your name in the comments and let's get acquainted. I like to spend the first few minutes of Inktober, these live streams, just, blathering a bit just to kind of allow people to catch up and get in here. YouTube sends out a little, I don't know how long in advance you get it. I schedule this thing usually like half an hour, 45 minutes before it happens. So I don't know when you're being notified. Is it like right then and now? Do it, jump on. I don't know. But I'm glad that you're here anyway. Bartek strides into the room from Poland. Welcome. It's nice to meet you. Marta missed me yesterday. Well, I was here. I just came later in the afternoon. I kind of do this when I think I'll have some time to relax and enjoy myself. Sylvia is here from Norway, and Hyatt is here from India. Excellent. Welcome. And Marta's here from Brussels. Yes. Karen just learned about that we're here. Okay, good. So the bell, very important. If presumably you were notified because you clicked the bell. So yeah, it's something I didn't used to know about, but now I do. Friedrich from Germany and Sarah Nichols. And of course, Brian, the bad habit monger from North Carolina. Welcome. I'm going to just have some tea while I wait for the rest of you to show up. So, Chris and Karen from Denmark and Charlene from London. Good, and Anna and Chris. Did I say Chris twice? No, maybe there's more than one Chris. Sorry. Anyway. Yes, Tin Roof Vintage from Texas. I like that's quite a handle there. Lisa. Tin Roof. It's been raining so much here, which is very unusual. Anna says it's now raining in Southern California. I thought of a tin roof in the rain. Kind of nice. Could be maddening after a while, but yes. Where can we send you post? You'd like to send me mail? Sign up for my essays, and I usually put our mailing address there at the bottom. I would love to get some mail from you. That would be very nice. Diane from Ottawa and Filippo from Roma. Welcome. So, all right. So yesterday we talked a little bit about this, about today's prompt. Let's have a look at it. Number 14, trunk. Trunk. And we talked about the possible meanings of trunk. And I've decided that I'm going to try and combine multiple interpretations of the prompt into single drawing. So think about all the different things that trunk can mean. And I'm going to try and combine them into one drawing. I've thought about a way of doing it. I'm going to see if I can execute it. And we'll get there. All right, good. A few more folks are here. Connie from Yorktown, and Courtney also from Texas, and Deb from Minnesota, where it's also raining. It seems to be raining all over the United States right now. The East Coast is, I think, getting hit by some big storm. Daniel Glenn, hello, and Madeline, who is here from Louisiana. Good. All right, guys. Madeline's already done her homework. There's one in every class. Miss, I already did it. Marta low-key hoped that I would do the trunk of my car. Maybe I will. Daniel wants to know if it's too late to start Inktober, even though it's the middle of October. Of course not. Nobody cares. They're not going to come to your house and demand to see the first 13 days. No, start with me today, the 14th. We've still got the majority of the month left. So let's get into it. Let's not mess around. So here, you tell me. I'm thinking that rather than describe my picture, I'm going to just start drawing it. And then we'll discuss it as it starts to appear what it is or how I'm doing it. But, you know. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I mean, unless it's violent, like I must know exactly what you're going to draw now, in which case I may not help you. I may mock you. I don't know, probably not. But here's Logan from Moscow. So thank you for joining us. All right. Daniel is excited. Yes, of course. Let's get on with it. Okay. So, all right. I've got a plan, and I plan to follow it until I don't. So, okay. Let's figure this out. I think it's going to be about here. You'll hear me talking to myself quite a lot here on this particular project because it's kind of complex, as I said, but I think I can do it. Okay. Not sure why I'm starting here. That's not really the best place to start, but I think I'll start. I'm going to start here. Seems about right. Sorry, I'm not going to talk for a little bit just because I'm concentrating quite ferociously here. There's probably some kind of stuff down here. That. Okay, I think that's fairly clear what that is, right? Okay. All right, this is the tricky part now. It's getting a little crazy. Kind of bush thing there. All right, something like that. Not sure why I ended up with this. That I'm not very pleased with. Let me have to lower this a bit. All right. All right, so what we have here, in case it isn't obvious yet, is here's a car trunk, and here's some trunks on the car trunk, and here's an elephant kind of waving its trunk and driving, and here's a tree trunk. All right, trunk enough for you?
The time is 9 a.m.
It's 9 a.m. There's a nice trunk. Maybe there's a little birdie here. This is some kind of bush item that's down here. And there's going to be some grass here. And then I'm going to, I don't know, mix these fields or something. Fields. There's another tree over here somewhere in the distance. I'm not sure what he's looking at, but he does have his one hand on the steering wheel, so he's safe. Give it a phone so you can make a trunk call. Yes. It's too late for that, though, really, isn't it? I like that idea. I wish I thought about that earlier. All right. All right. Any more advice? Because I think this is going to be this will be fun to kind of fill in. I kind of screwed up the perspective. There should be a vanishing point here, but there isn't. It's kind of like here, maybe. I don't know. I screwed up this part, really, because the road should be coming to a point, right? Maybe the road is like this. Maybe I can fix it here. Maybe the road is like that. That's it. The road is there. It's coming along here. There's some more grass and stuff here. I don't know. It's not perfect, but I mean, honestly, I think it's kind of interesting. And then, you know, so then what we have to do now is we have to now spend a lot of time kind of making it look nicer. These tires are way too big. Should be acting like that. It's like he's like got one of those sort of jacked up cars. So I'll turn some part of that tire into a shadow. Maybe these should be rounded. Okay, he's kind of like Babar, or Barbar as we used to call him. Weaver of Hats suggests the road going up over a hill. So maybe it could be that it could be that the thing is going up. I just hate that this vanishing point is right by his face. So I was sort of imagining it being kind of flat, like it was Africa or something. I'm not sure if that helped. At least now you can see the vanishing point. How does that look? It's okay. There's just a lot of complicated stuff in here that I can probably deal with. Yeah, this will at least make his... All right. I think I can fix this once I start shading and painting. Babar always wore a green suit, but my guy's wearing like a t-shirt because he's on a road trip. He's not going to be driving around in a green. He's not. Yeah, I did plan to do that, Deb. Thanks for the thought. I was going to do that, but I wanted to wait to paint it black, and then I was going to write on it in white. But that's good. An army trunk? Well, he's got various trunks here, so one of them could be an army trunk, a foot locker. But they're all here. And then there'll be like some rivets, perhaps, or something there. And he's got this other trunk underneath here. Yeah. Okay, some swimming trunks. Oh, I like that idea, actually. Yeah. All right, maybe there's a pair of swimming trunks hanging out of here, but they'd have to be elephant-sized swimming trunks. But yes, they're just kind of hanging out of his. You can't quite tell that that's what they are, but we all know. We'll know that there's swimming trunks hanging out of the steamer trunk, flapping in the wind. Some of these gel pens work really well. Sometimes they just kind of don't. They just look gray. It's too bad it's not called, white gouache Vember. Tober. Doesn't really ring off the tongue. Stupid gel pens. They run out. I've hardly used this thing at all, and yet it's like completely dead now. See, this works quite well. Let's say you do your job. Yep. Do they look like swimming trunks, though? They need to do this some more. Okay, I gotta fill in all this. I don't want to do too much right now because then if you paint over this stuff, sometimes it can get funky. So it's better to take my time with it and to do it as the last thing. Oh, that was interesting. Bruno makes a good point, which is, what is that bird thinking? That bird is thinking road hog. Maybe the bird is making a trunk call. What is a trunk call, actually? The bird has a little phone up here in his hand. Can barely see it. He's making a trunk call there, too. He's calling his friend and saying, you won't believe what I just saw. An elephant waving his trunk while driving a trunk full of trunks with his trunk hanging out of them. And I'm sitting up here on this trunk of this tree. And his cousin says, who is this? How did you place a trunk call in 2025? This isn't the 1940s. I think I'm going to probably paint some little clouds there too, but I think I'll do them, try and do them subtly, if I'm capable of that subtlety. Trunk driving, it's true. Yesterday was drink, and today it's trunk. I mean, what are they thinking over there at Inktober headquarters? All right, I've got a little bit of ink here. I really want to deluge it with water this time, though. I'm going to try and do this right. I was chastising myself yesterday for, this is a better way of doing it, for not working on my lights first. And today I plan to do that. I'm going to work on my lightest tones first. Thinking that maybe there's a sun up here. Right, I'm assuming that this is going to be a lot lighter once it dries. And that these variations will not be as visible. It'll look smoother and flatter. I'm imagining that this is, what color would an elephant drive? I think yellow. I mean, the obvious color is red, but I think an elephant wouldn't be that obvious. I think he'd be driving a yellow convertible. So you can at least see what I'm doing with this ink. have to wait to see how dark this is when it dries, because to figure out how dark this, I think the elephant should be relatively dark. Start by, let's make him this dark, and then we'll see. We might have to come back. Revisit him. Yeah, see, all this clutter around his head is really a problem, because it's like you can't see him that clearly, because I'm gonna have to like silhouette him in some way. Like he's not standing out enough. Do you think? Am I wrong? It's just a bad composition. Like the should have kept the horizon line there, I think. Well, it is what it is. He'll just make him a lot darker, but then he'll lose his eye, and then he won't have as much personality if that happens. I think I'll make an outline around him when it's dry. You see, there's just not enough contrast right now, so I'm going to have to build up contrast, because right now everything is kind of the same value. I mean, I could leave this road white, but no, the road definitely should be. But I don't want it to be the same color as him. It could have texture. It could be like a cobblestone road. That's not going to help in the long run, though. But it's kind of cute in the foreground. Yeah, but then it should be a color underneath, just a neutral color underneath, I think. Okay, I'm starting to be less unhappy with it. Let's put some more of these little cobblestones here. I think that they were a good idea. I suddenly had a memory of my grandfather. So my grandfather was sort of a serious guy, but every so often he was funny, sometimes inadvertently funny, but in a kind of a super dry way. And we were playing Scrabble, and he put down on the board Trunkey, 7 letters, and he put it like in some place that it was like an insane play he made. Just it had the potential to have a huge amount of points, but we were like, what is Trunkey? What is that? He said trunk key. It's the key you use to open the trunk. Everybody groaned, and we didn't give it to him. It would have destroyed the game. Trunk key. All right. I think the elephant's got to get darker. It's either that or the road gets a lot darker. Maybe that's the better choice, that the road gets a lot darker. I think the elephant needs a bit of tone to him as well. See, it's all this whole area has, this little tiny area has just caused so many problems for me. Damn it. I'm going to take a cup of tea. I'm taking a tea break. Let's have some tea and let this thing sit by itself for a minute. At least I wonder if trunky would have worked. I don't think. Trunky's not in any dictionary I've ever seen. Trunky. Courtney, putting me to work. This looks like the final page of a children's book. I think you should go back and write him a story. That sounds exhausting. I've got 17 days of Inktober ahead of me. You want me to write a book? A children's book? Daniel Glenn going off to eat lunch. Okay, Daniel. Blunder. Deb's looking ahead on the list. Blunder. I'm looking forward to it too, but I'm struggling enough with trunk. Trunk. Turn. I'm not sure what that means. Trunk key is 2 words. Yes, well, that's the point. My grandfather was trying to play it in Scrabble. Trunky. Merging the 2 Ks into 1 K, so it was trunky. That's why I was telling the story. Okay. What are we going to do? All right, I was going to wait to do this, but I think I have to do it now because I'm just losing all my confidence here. It's a bit of a cheat, but I think it helps, right? I think that helps. There's a lot of complexity back here too. I mean, if I made it much darker, but then this hat is gonna be a problem too. Yeah, see, this area in here is a mess too. So I think it's more important that he works than that the road works. So this will hopefully create enough contrast so that he stands out and it deals with these stupid lines here. I'm going to have to continue doing some more of this, I think, white outlining there. Maybe the road gets darker as it goes away. I mean, feasible. And again, I'm counting on this to get progressively lighter, which it is. You can see it's getting progressively lighter. But it is helping him. I think it is helping make him pop out a bit more. I think I'll put a little bit more. So that was not a bad decision in the end. That was okay. As I said, it's a bit of a cheat to put this white outline there, but whatever. The art police want to come after me, they can. Okay. Okay. I'm definitely going to put a white outline around him. It's fine. Don't tell anybody. Okay. Lisa thinks the perspective issue is gone. It is. This isn't quite lining up there, but I can probably fix that here. I think it's okay for the road to get lighter as it gets closer. A lot of times it'll actually do the opposite. You know, lighter is further away, as you've seen through the atmosphere. But this is Africa. There's not much atmosphere there. It's very dry, and the air is crisp and cool. So at least that's my excuse. Spinning Chester has some advice. There are a bunch of midtones now. Perhaps choose your darkest dark tone and get some white back to get more lightest lights. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to do now. I think you're absolutely right. Connie is research trunky, a surname, a brand of Australian pork, or a type of insulated tote bag. Yeah, but I don't think any of those are in the Scrabble dictionary. You've never heard of the art police? Oh yeah. The art police, yep, they come in and they critique your work until you give up making art. They're not nice. Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay now. Sorry to drag you into this bit of personal crisis, but you know, you're a friend. That's what friends are for, to watch other people fall apart. But I haven't fallen apart. I just need to let this simmer down a bit, let it relax, and then get in there and get some white outlines in there. I think it's okay. It's still not dry. This is the type of thing that I would do, is I would go in there and ruin it by just like start being impatient. It's really important when you're doing this kind of thing to just be chill. Did we get any flooding? Not really anything terrible. I mean, we had some puddles, but that's about it. Sue says this looks like an ostrich in the background. It really does. Maybe that's who he's waving to. Maybe the ostrich is like looking back at him. That was a good idea. There's an ostrich now waving, and that's who he's waving at. Makes as much sense as anything. I think this white outline can be, it can be like a style thing. My friend Lapin does this a lot. He draws now. He didn't used to do it, but he now uses these white pens to outline things a lot. So I'm just stealing this from him. And it does help. Gives you contrast where you need it. I am my own worst art police. Would you rather somebody else was my worst art police? That would be terrible. Yes. Phoenix was, yeah, I mean, maybe there were parts of Phoenix. I mean, there were definitely, we had a microburst, and I noticed when I was walking the dogs this morning that there were several big trees and big cactuses that had been knocked to the ground. Thank God nothing in our garden suffered that, but I can't imagine anything worse than losing a tree. I mean, I can, but losing a tree is a big deal. You have a tree, we have trees that have been in our yard for a long time. I would hate to see anything happen to them. I think it's pretty much done. What do you think? I think I could continue fiddling with it, but I don't know that I would make it any better. There's a lot going on in this picture, and that was kind of my objective. So I'm okay. It's good. There it is. Took like, 45 minutes? Yeah. Scott Sava does live. I'm not sure if I know who that is, but I look him up. Well, anyone besides me? I mean, I have. I think some people have, right? I hope you have. It's kind of the point. Is I'd love to see what you do. So hopefully you will post and share your versions of these prompts. And you can do it right here on our channel. Post your art and share it so we can all enjoy it. Okay, trunk. Trunk is in the record books. Let's move on. Let's have a look at what tomorrow offers to torture us. Ragged. So we've had ragged and shredded. I don't know. These prompts, I mean, we just did shredded and now we have to do ragged. What are we going to do next? Striated? Cut up? Striated isn't really right. Distressed? Worn? All right, let's not be negative. Ragged it is. Ragged. Ragged. What do you think? Ragged. Any thoughts? Let's see. Yana likes it. Very good. Thank you. White leaf outlines. No, I'm done. I don't want to take away from this little part of his face. That was kind of my idea. So I think I'm done. I think we're all our own worst critics. That's why we never start drawing. That's valid. You're right. I shouldn't be, what is it called? Modeling bad behavior by critiquing myself. But that's my process. I beat myself up. I make myself happy. That's how I do it. Some people beat themselves up and they quit. I'm not doing that. I have to work through it. I'm sorry. That's essentially my character. What ink is in my dish? My ink is Sumi ink. It's the ink that I'm using throughout this month. Spinning Chester has been doing Inktober most days. Fantastic. And yeah. Diva doesn't really know about, okay, so as you can see, Diva's treasures. There is the list that's put out every year in October. It's been going on for about 10, 15 years. And people work through their list and share it. I haven't really done it before, but yes. Sylvia, I mean, honestly, you decide whether you want to go through this. It's a lot. I'm doing it's like an hour a day for 31 days. But that's making art. I like it. Yes. It's not done till it's overdone. It's true. I'm going to stop. And there's definitely parts of this I could keep working, but I'll move on. It's fine. Ragged Trousers. Ragged Andy. Yeah, Raggedy Ann. And is it Raggedy? Ragged. Ragged. Ragged Old Shirts Online. Charlie Chaplin. Old Shirts hanging on a line. Okay, I like that. Run Me Ragged. From Ragged to Riches. Ragged Robin is a Plant. Raggedy Ann, yes. Ragged with the landscape looks like after a hurricane. CW says I'm ragging on myself. Ragged could be the Mummy for Halloween. I like that. I like that a lot. The Age of Deckled watercolor paper. Yes. Okay. And Diva's Treasures makes ink but never actually uses them. Okay. Well, this would be a great opportunity to start. So, all right. So, I don't know. Let's think about it. Let's get together tomorrow. Oh, wait. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing this with members of the channel. So if you remember the channel, we'll do this together. And if you're not a member of the channel, you want to become one, just click the join button. It's a couple of dollars a month. You just do it, support the channel, and you get to work on this just with me tomorrow. And then on Thursday will be Draw With Me, and then we'll do it together again. So you decide. A pile of old rags used to wipe up paint. Yeah, that's good too. All right, good. Well, thank you for your suggestions. If you have more, throw them down here in the comments below. Ragged Priest is a brand. A brand of what? Crucifixes? A line, do churches have brands? Not really. I guess they have brands. Catholicism, I guess, is a brand. I don't know. Anyway. So ragged it is. I will see you tomorrow. And if you're a member, become a member. Just do it. It would be cool if all of you all were members. You'd have your own badges. You'd have your own emojis. You'd be cool. As opposed to being uncool. I'm super cool because I'm a member. Sally, how can I do it once a month? We've got a whole month to deal with. Ragged Priest brand, clothing brand. Okay. All right, well, we'll see. Let's think about it. I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Thanks for joining me today and hanging out. It was great having you here and supporting me through this elephantine